Tensions are once again flaring at the line of control. For the 9th time, the Pakistan army has violated the ceasefire, opening unprovoked small arms fire in the Kapwara, Uri and Ashnor sectors of Jammu and Kashmir. The Indian army responded proportionately. This comes in the wake of the deadly Pahalgam terror attack on April the 22nd, which claimed 26 lives. With speculation of possible Indian retaliation, Pakistan has launched military drills near the LOC and in the Arabian Sea, while shutting down air routes between Lahore and Islamabad. Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif is urging Gulf allies like Saudi Arabia, Kuwait and the UAE to help ease tensions. He insists Islamabad had no role in the Pahalgam attack and has offered to join an international investigation. Meanwhile, the Pakistan Army Corps commanders have vowed to protect their territorial integrity, and China is stepping in diplomatically, calling for restraint on both sides. Intelligence reports also suggest that multiple terror launch pads in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir are now vacated, with terrorists retreating into deeper Pakistani territory following increased Indian surveillance. We are joined by our guest for more in this discussion, Major General Gigi Dawidi, who is a global strategic defence expert. Thank you very much, General Dawidi, for joining us. We are seeing repeated offences by Pakistan, breaching this 2021 ceasefire agreement. What pattern typically spurs these acts of violence and acts of ceasefire breaching along the line of control by Pakistan, General Dawidi?
Well, Thomas, firstly, thanks for having me on your show. Well, you are right that Pakistan has been violating the ceasefire line since last about 9 days as a sequel to the Pahalgam incident. Just to give you a backdrop, the ceasefire actually first came into effect in 2003. And then it was again, invoked in sometime in 2021. But Pakistan has not honored the ceasefire. In fact, they have broken the ceasefire at will. And the current situation also amply indicates that design. Why does Pakistan violate ceasefire? There's a pattern. Whenever they want to, induct or indulge in the cross the border infiltration, then they resort to ceasefire so that they can give cover to the terrorists to get inside India's Jammu and Kashmir. Now, that is the pattern they have always followed. Secondly, you brought out the point that they have thinned out, or they have vacated the launch pads very close to areas like Nashera and Akhnur. Well, Pakistan has launch pad very close to the LOC, and moment they get an opportunity, like when they indulge in the heavy firing, they try and push the terrorists inside. Now they are fearful that Indian army will strike at the terrorist infrastructure, that means the terrorist launch pad and the routes of ingress. So therefore they have actually pulled out their assets, the terrorists. And incidentally, there was a news report just yesterday that they also increased heightened security to their leaders who are the terrorist leaders, like Lashkar-e-Taiba leaders, as Hafiz Syed. He has been given commando protection of special forces, and their leadership has always admitted that these terrorists have been their assets, right from General Musharraf, Imran Khan, and now the defense and the foreign minister have openly admitted that they have been nurturing terrorism, and this have been part of the proxy wars. So therefore, these developments are Pakistan orchestrated. They are fearful of India's strike, and they are taking certain preventive measures and also offensive measures that India will respond. And all these activities are part of the Pakistan provocative behavior and also part of, staging the proxy war against India. Thomas.
Yes, and General Dawidi, obviously this follows the tragic terrorist attack on the Jammu and Kashmir region. Islamabad denies involvement and has invited for an international probe. How credible is Pakistan's offer to join a foreign-led investigation in this matter?
Well, Thomas, going by the past experience, this is just a farce. This is just to mislead the global community because they have never actually taken the probe in a serious manner. There was a Pathankot strike sometime in 2016, and we had offered them to come and also see and do the investigation, but they just actually evaded the issue. Before that, there was, 26/11 attack on Mumbai, and we had sent the dossiers of those who are involved. Pakistan had taken no action. So, Thomas, these, steps and measures by Pakistan are only evasive to mislead the international community. But the point remains that Pakistan has not been deterred from prosecuting the proxy war against India. And now this is the time that India will ensure that they mend their ways or otherwise they pay the penalty. Thomas.
Yes, and General Dawidi, Pakistan has been launching these large-scale military drills near the LOC and also in the Arabian Sea too, and they've even closed air corridors between Lahore and Islamabad. Are these exercises primarily defensive readiness or a strategic signal possibly to deter a potential Indian retaliatory strike?
Yes, absolutely right. That these are the steps or measures being taken by the leadership to show their capability, show their capacity, and these are signaling that they are prepared. But again, this also shows that they are in panic and they are jittery, and the kind of statements that are coming out, I think Pakistan is actually on the defensive, and they are taking these actions basically to ensure their public and also to ensure the low morale is, what the defense forces are suffering from. And there are a lot of internal disturbance, a lot of internal violence within Pakistan. And Pakistan army actually is today facing a lot of resistance. So all these actions, Thomas, are being taken basically for the public consumption and also to show to India that they are prepared. But let me tell you that they are in panic and they are really concerned and worried that India's strike this time will be overwhelming and it will send the right message. I think Pakistan army and the leadership are definitely in the panic state. Thomas.
Yes, and Major Dawidi, I just want to touch on this briefly as we don't have much time left. But China has called for restraint in this crisis and maintains close defence and economic links with Pakistan. How might Beijing's diplomatic intervention alter the crisis dynamic?
Well, Pakistan, China, they have very deep relationship, and especially military to military. And I have served as defense attaché in China and seen it for myself, that they have parallel relationship or parallel lines of communication between the PLA and the Pakistan army, as also the government to government. And China has deep stakes in Pakistan. They have invested about $60 billion in the China-Pakistan economic corridor. They are also developing Gwadar port as one of the strategic assets. And Pakistan is actually on the drip because China comes and saves them both economically and militarily. And you would have also seen the reports that in last couple of days, Chinese have actually come in a big way to help them out militarily. They have actually sent the supplies of PL-15 air-to-air missiles so as to elevate Pakistan vulnerability. So therefore, Thomas, China and Pakistan have a deep relationship, and these are both strategic and economic nature. But all I would say is that Pakistan is a client state of China, and Chinese have almost complete hold on Pakistan today, on their resources, on their assets, and also they are governing the military and the political policy. So therefore, China is a big factor, and this cannot be wished away. And Chinese will come all the way to help out Pakistan. But for the boots on the ground, I think they'll extend every type of help to Pakistan. Thomas.
Major General Gigi Dawidi, thank you very much for your insight.